Laman ng hapag ng Pilipino ay dapat gawang Pilipino.
Madadala natin yung produkto, makakatulong, at yung mga maritime seafarers natin, yung mga OFWs natin, may opportunity. At pagbibigay po kami sa inyo ng mga programa na pwedeng pagpilian.
Hello everybody! Good morning and welcome to another episode of Anytime Maritime. Sorry po, nasa kotse ako because I am on my way to a speaking engagement to a Waypoints Dialogue for Women. Ito po yung title niya. Celebrating Women Leaders in the Philippine Maritime Sector. So I live in Alabang and the dialogue will be happening in Mandaluyong. So you can imagine po yung traffic. So I left my house early, 8 o'clock. So sorry po, I am streaming from the car. I hope that technology will allow me to stream without any problems and hitches the next 2 hours. So thank you for joining us here in Anytime Maritime. This is our 24th episode, and I am very, very happy that you are still here and supporting Anytime Maritime. Today, we are very excited to hear from two very entrenched maritime stakeholders. We have a topic, two topics po ang pag-uusapan natin today. It's about seafarer training before embarking. We will be joined by an officer, a seafarer officer. And also with us is a lady, yay, a lady maritime leader who will talk about family, welfare, and women empowerment. So two guests po tayo this morning and we are very, very happy to have them. So sisimulan na po ba natin? You know, si GM Alex is streaming from Palawan and I think he's having technical problems. So, okay lang. Tuloy lang tayo. Alam mo naman tayo mga babae, resilient and we can do this. And also, it's Women's Month. In case you don't know or you have forgotten, Women's Month. Kaya all this women empowerment and a women's event happening left and right. So to all the women out there, happy Women's Month. Let's celebrate women, gender equality, and resilience, and all that we are. Yan. So, okay, Mika, nandito na po ba yung mga bisita natin? Pwede ba nating, yes. Okay, Captain Jose L. Katapang Jr. And we have with us Miss Divina Repedro. Magandang umaga po sa inyo.
Magandang umaga,
Well,
Miss Mary Ann. Magandang
Cap,
umaga.
nasan po kayo? Hi, good morning
Actually,
po. Magandang umaga.
maaga
Nasaan
ako.
po kayo, Cap?
Maaga rin ako sa office, so sinet up ko na yung dito sa Quirino, Manila, sa office ng Heartland Philippines.
Hartman, Manila. Yay, thank you for
Yes,
joining
yes, yes.
us. And Ma'am Divina, magandang umaga po. Welcome to Anytime Maritime. And
Good
happy
morning.
Women's Month.
Hello.
Mukhang Sir, Cap, simulan na po natin. Cap, can you tell us about what you do in seafarer training before embarking to their ships? Hi, Ma'am Divina. Good
Yes.
morning. Kanina po
Good
nagkakaroon
morning.
problema
Good
tayo.
morning.
Yeah. Thank you for joining
kasi
us.
mobile ka.
Yeah. I know. So
Yes.
sorry. Sorry po talaga. Kaya lang, I'm going to a women's dialogue also. Celebrating women leaders in the Philippine maritime sector in Mandaluyong, and I live in Alabang, so mga 2 hours pong inalat kong trip. So sorry about this. Okay, simulan na po natin bago magka-problema sa internet. Do you want
All right.
Okay, Cap,
So,
can you tell us
do you want me
about
to start
what
it
you
about?
do?
Okay.
Yes.
Actually, it's I want to emphasize that it's a cadetship training before embarking. So meaning these are training of graduate students and other trainees from school na gustong mag-seek of employment international. So we have this pre-C cadet program now, which started since 1994. Sinasabi ko nga, I myself is a part of the program. So dito ako nagsimula, and mostly ang mga staff, ang mga officers of the company came from the program itself. Our training director, the operations manager came from the program itself. So basically, ito ay programa to enhance and bridge the gap of the cadets, no, during their education at school, just to customize para sa principal requirements. O kalimitan, may gusto si principal na dapat na ganitong gawin. So ang ginagawa natin, we customize them, we teach them on how to be safe on board, at pagdating nila doon, actually, hindi na sila zero. Hindi na sila parang, ganito pala yung barko, ganito pala yung mga equipment that we have to use, no? Dito pa lang sa aming company, no, because we are in partner with Intership Navigation Training Center, we have a lot of equipment. Like for example, a crane, a real crane that is working, that you can actually use, actually hear, actually lift some things. Yun, mararanasan ng mga pre-C cadets natin, no? And our pre-C cadets came from different school. So yun ang kagandahan ng program. Meron kaming time for selection within sa buong Pilipinas. We go to school, we select their sabi nga nila, yung cream of the crop. Kung hindi man cream of the crop, yung magmamatch doon sa requirements namin para sa kanila, yung standard na gusto namin sa kanila. Kinukuha namin sila from first year to second year to third year. And then right after, we will house them here on our facility. 2 months training with accommodation, at saka merong meal, no? So doon lang sila, because ang iniisip namin, the number one challenge of the new seafarers is the isolation. So gusto namin silang i-isolate at first na, para maranasan nila what's the real life kapag ikaw ba ay isolated in the middle of the ocean. Ano ba yung pakaramdam mo? hindi ka pwedeng makontak ng parents mo, or kaya limited yung time or yung communication mo with your parents, with your loved ones. So yun yung ginagawa namin dito. At the same time, doon na namin siya gagawin. A very structured training since day one up to the last day ng pagstay nila dito. Tuloy-tuloy yung ginagawa nating training sa kanila. Bukod sa technical, meron tayong soft skill training as well. So yun ang kagandahan ng ginagawa namin sa kanila. We prepare them to be ready at sea. We prepare them to become an officer. We give them soft skill training which will develop hindi lang yung technical skills nila but the personal skills nila. Like for example, we have financial literacy training, we have social media training, we have mental awareness training, we have resilience training. So that's the whole concept of what we are doing sa PC training program namin, which is, sabi ko nga, tried and proven. Kasi kung hindi, siguro hindi nyo rin ako makakausap right now at wala na rin ako sa company na to. So yun ang nakikita namin na kagandahan ng pag-mold namin sa kanila from the start. No? Merong sense of belongingness silang nararamdaman. Siguro this is their comfort zone, and karamihan ng mga staff at karamihan ng mga officers namin is still here serving the company as officers, as master, as chief engineer. Am I still online? I'm sorry.
Yes, yes. Yes,
So siguro,
yes, Kap. Ang ganda.
Ganun lang muna. Siguro mamaya I will elaborate more about kung ano-ano yung talagang isa-isang ginagawa namin sa mga cadets namin.
Yeah, nako, exciting, Kap. I'm happy to hear that, and I've always wondered how this thing works, no? Yung cadetship ng international, and how you choose them, how sustainable this is, and how the success rate is. So yes, we will go into details later. This time, we'd like to welcome Ma'am Divina Repetro, and maybe Ma'am, tell us about what you do.
Mary Ann, hello everyone. Siguro, pick up lang ako dun, Kap, sa sinabi mo, dun sa belongingness. Kasi, kanina iniisip, pinag-uusapan namin ni Mr. Tuwapin. Sabi niya, bakit nga ba nagsistay sa atin? Halimbawa, Kap, yung amin kasi Mary Ann, na idagdag ko lang yung cadetship training actually in partnership with Intership has been with the Philippines implemented na for 30 years. And Kap, tama ba? 1998 ka ba? Or 1995? 1998?
Yeah, I'm from 1998. Medyo bata-bata naman. Huwag naman 1998.
Pero siguro Mary Ann, umpisahan ko lang doon kasi kaya namin pinupush talaga, or ang aming isa sa mantra kasi namin is preserving families. So since we started the company with, I need to acknowledge Mr. Gomez. Since we started the company, talagang yun na yung drive. Hindi lang yung basta makapagpasampa kami ng mga tao, pero we really involve people here sa company, not just yung aming seafarers, but always and from the start, yung families nila. Balikan ko yung kaninang sinasabi ni Captain Katapang na cadet training namin, pre-sea cadet training namin. It actually already involve yung families before pa graduate yung aming mga cadets. We invite the parents para dun sa aming financial and career discussions kasi ang sabi namin, our cadets will never be as successful as they can be kapag walang support ng family. So, dun pa lang sa umpisa, talagang nandyan na yung involvement ng family. At lahat ito ay kinoconsider namin kung halimbawa, nandito ka na, you're a wife, you recognize yung iyong concern. Kasi para lang malaman ng lahat, I am a daughter and sister actually of seafarers. My father ay dito na din nag-retire sa Hartman Crew Philippines. At ang mga kapatid ko ay sumasampa sa dito din sa Hartman Crew. Kaya yung concerns of the families ng aming seafarers ay talagang alam namin yun. Ibig sabihin, story namin siya. Naiintindihan namin kung paano bang nag-aalala yung families kapag ka nasa malayo yung kanilang mga anak or yung parents. So we crafted yung programs para kahit hindi man talaga ma-solve yung problem, magkaroon man lang kami ng significant na contribution para malaman nilang they are valued as family. As family. Ayun.
Nice, nice. Thank you. Thank you for clarifying that. Ikaw pala, ma'am, ay talagang marine-blooded, ha?
Yes!
Left and
buong family ay
Nice.
nasa seafaring.
Top and center and bottom. Talaga.
Yes.
Seafaring talaga. Kaya
Oo.
talagang bagay na bagay po kayo dito sa ating advocacy na Anytime Maritime. You know, we created Anytime Maritime to increase awareness in maritime and for the young, designed really for the young and young at heart to
Yes.
get to know more about our industry, talking in detail and then really understanding, and then this is available in our Facebook page, so
Mhm.
young people like in the maritime students can watch on demand and rewatch and invite their families. So I'm glad that you're telling us all these things kasi alam natin na marami
Yes.
sa mga Pilipinong maritime seafarers talagang gusto mag-abroad, hangad mag-abroad, di ba? Kaya
Totoo.
maganda mapag-usapan talaga at isama na nila ang kanilang mga magulang at manood na parang pag may mga issues sa mga parents, pwedeng issue talaga sa parents. Sorry, mommies and daddies, wag kayong magalit sa akin. It's just that I hear that issue a lot. Like when parents say, bakit ka nagtitik-tik kalawang? Or, yun yung mga naririnig namin sa cadetship So, talagang malaking issue yan. So, anyway, I'm curious, Captain Katapang, when you recruit cadets, ano po ang size? Like, when you recruit and you train them, how, you said several months. So, and how do you get them? How do you spot them? Because ang listeners po natin dito, mga young maritime students or maritime stakeholders, you were saying you get cream of the crop. So at what level? At what level? And then what is the batch size? Rolling enrollment ba to? Tuloy-tuloy ba to? Etc. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Cap.
so at first syempre ang una nating ina-identify diyan, kaya nga sinasabi natin sa mga kakilala natin na may mga anak na seafarer na do not rely on your father. Kung ikaw ay seafarer, you're not sure kung kaya kanyang isakay. So, better that you have to do your best at school. Kasi yun yung isa sa mga titingnan natin. Your grades. No? So, dapat wala kang, kunyari, for us, dapat no below 80 on major subject. And consider namin yung major subject, yung aside from yung mga navigation, seamanship, isinama namin sa major subject namin yung math, science, and English, no? Kasi importante yon for an international company. So una, syempre yon, we have to rely dun sa visible na nakikita namin sa kanila na naging performance nila sa school. So kapag meron na kami na-select, we also have requirements of although pwedeng sabihin, bakit may requirements kayo sa height? Kasi yung aming mga equipment medyo malalaki, no? As per German nga, sabi niya, pag ganito yung kaliit yung kinuha mo, baka hindi niya maabot yung mga winches, no? Sa sobrang lalaki ng mga windlass namin. Although hindi yun primary, that's secondary. Ang unang-una, syempre, yung grades and performance mo during your college days, no? So let's say kung ikaw ay second year, I will look on your grades on your first year and on your senior high school. How did you perform, no? Ano ka ba nung nag-aaral ka? At yun ay isa agad indication that you have the potential para ma-qualify sa akin na makatake ng exam. Yun. So let's say na-qualify ka na doon sa standard na hinahanap namin sa grading, then you will be taking the exam. Ang maganda sa exam namin, nakamatch siya sa kung ano ang meron sa DepEd and sa CHED. Meaning, pag nag-exam ka, pinag-aralan mo na talaga yung mga yan nung nasa high school ka at nasa college ka. So, talagang meron kang possibility na pumasa as long as talagang marunong, magaling at nag-aral ka during your school days. No? So, meron kaming comprehensive exam na tinatawag, and that is called comprehensive because it's composed of math, science, and English. Ganun lang. No? We focus on the basic and on the foundation. Isa yun sa una namin gustong makita. Yung bata bang pipiliin namin ay talagang nag-aral at meron siyang foundation from the school, from the basic education. And then, as principal requirement, meron kaming program or exam that test them for their ability. No, we call it the ability profiling. It included also the psychological and the IQ test for them. So kapag pumasa ka on the first level, you take the second level. Pag pumasa ka doon, then you proceed to the interview. Doon papasok yung technical. No? So ang magi-interview sa iyo ay seasoned master and seasoned chief engineer. So tatanungin ka, ano yung napag-aralan mo? Are you aware of the industry, MARPOL, navigation, seamanship, safety, environment, lahat, no? So doon papasok naman yung pinag-aralan mo within your school, no? So from doon sa first na within basic, math, science, and English, to psychological, to IQ test, to technical. And of course, on how you handle yourself, how to present yourself. Alam naman natin kapag nakausap natin yung bata, no? Kung gaano or ano yung makikita mong potential sa kanya for being a seafarer. Lalo na kung magi-interview sa kanya dating seafarer. Alam mo na agad, no? On your first look, ito bang batang to or ito bang kadete na to ay magtatagal? Ito bang kadete nito ay kakayanin yung dinanas ng mga seafarer din natin noon na ngayon ay mga opisyal at mga kapitan na? Or ito bang batang to ay may potential maging kapitan o walang potential maging opisyal? Etc. etc. So there's so many things to consider. At yun ay nandun sa aming platform or sa program na binabasihan. No? After that, kapag pumasa ka sa interview, pinapamedical namin sila. Because that's the most important thing. Because before training, mag-i-stay sa amin sila for 2 months, correct? So within the 2 months, we have to make sure na sila ay healthy. Kasi sabi ko nga sa kanila, para kayong ikakasal when you are on training, inaalagaan namin kayo na hindi kayo ma-aksidente, magkasakit, no? Kasi right after training, minsan nga, before pa it will end, naghahanap na yung principal ng kadete na kukunin within the batch para isampa. So, pag request ng principal, so wala tayong magagawa. Kahit hindi mo siya natapos, pero at least you are on the middle of the training, pwede kitang ibigay. Lalo na kung ikaw ang nakita ko na pinaka nag-excel within the batch. So yun, inaalagaan namin sila na to keep healthy within the 2 months training. At we make sure na bago sila pumasok, they are healthy. Dapat fit sila. Kami ang sumasagot ng medical nila. Just to make sure na hindi sila gagastos for the medical bago ipasok namin sa training. Ang aming culinary team will prepare the right food, the right nutrients para sa kanila habang nandun sila sa aming dormitory within the 2 months. And sabi ko nga, structured siya. From the day first up to the day end, tuloy-tuloy. Araw-araw may ginagawa yan. Either theoretical man yan, practical man yan, and theoretical. Pero before going to the training, after ng medical, meron din kaming endurance test na tinatawag. It's not pahirap it's just making or testing them if, alam naman natin ang buhay ng seafarer, ang nature ng trabaho natin is not that easy. Sabi nga nung narinig kong isa, it's not walk in the park. No? Pag nagseaman ka, kailangan medyo malakas ka. Unang-una, physically, yun ang puhunan natin sa trabaho natin. Dapat makakalakad ka, makakaakyat ka, makakatakbo ka, makakabuhat ka, matatag ka. No? So, we have this endurance test a day, magja-jogging, magka-calisthenics, we have the swimming test. Kasi Sabi nga, hindi lahat ng seaman marunong lumangoy, ha? Sometimes meron tayong namimiss na mga ganong bagay, no? Sabi ko nga, kung ikaw sana ay piloto at hindi ka marunong lumipad, okay lang. Pero yung seaman na hindi marunong lumangoy, hindi yata po pwede. So, hindi naman kita hahanapan that you're the best swimmer na pwedeng pang-Olympic, pero at least you can float, you know how to, at least man lang, mag-crawl, no? Para lang, just for emergency na nahulog ka at wala kang life vest nung nangyari yon, at least for the meantime, masosurvive mo. And after that, saka namin siya ipapasok dun sa aming training, no? 2 months training. We provided them all supplies of school supplies, like they have their own bag, they have their own pens, triangle, ball pens, the one that they will use on the training. We supplied them uniforms, our own uniforms. Actually, nung na-invite ako ni Mika, it's an event kay Ambassador Wyren. I brought my cadets doon, ang cadets ng Hartman Crew Philippines. And nakita niya na meron kaming female cadet at talagang naka-uniform sila, they look snappy. So siguro yun yung nakaagaw ng attention kay Miss Mika to ask to be a guest here in Anytime Maritime. But anyway, yun. At start ganun yung procedure, no? And then of course they have to maintain kung ano yung nasa loob, no? Sabi ko nga, 2 lang sa training, no? Even you are selected, even you are under our facility, trained by us, you have to do your best because this is a one-time chance. Dito, we selected cadets hindi dahil ikaw ay connected kay ganitong tao or anak ka ni ganito. We selected you because you deserve to be selected dahil pinakita mo yan na nag-aaral ka. So do not waste that opportunity na ibinigay namin kasi after this, sasakay ka na. Hindi mo na kailangan na pumunta pa sa kung saan-saan, maglakad sa luneta, maghanap ng a-applyan, no? Because andito ka na. You do not have to pass the ball to others kung kailangan mo na siyang i-shoot. I-shoot mo na siya, no? Kasi ito na yung pagkakataon. And speaking of numbers, prior to pandemic, actually, we have 4 batches of cadets. And sa isang batch, meron kaming maximum of 45, 25 deck, and 20 engine. Aside from may steward trainee kami, may electrician trainee kami, and may fitter trainees kami. No? So, ganun kadami. Imagine how many is that kapag 4 na batches in a year, 45. So, almost 200. After pandemic, medyo nabawasan, or during the pandemic, actually, we did not stop. Even during the pandemic, we have the program. Very limited kasi syempre may regulation sa space, etc., etc. Pero we still continue getting cadets, training them. Nagkaroon din kami ng platform na online, nagkaroon ng practical para lang ma-meet namin yung demand ng principal. So ngayon, currently, we have just last March 15, we have the graduation of cadet. We conducted it in Amosop Convention Hall. Medyo, ang kagandahan nun, that's the 100th commencement exercise or batch ng kadete. So, timing na timing, ang ganda, 100, no? Since 1994 up to 2024, naka 100 kami. Kaya, we celebrated it, we held it in Amosop Convention Hall. 2 batch kami within this year, no? Magpapadalwa pa lang pala, no? So yung unang gumraduate is the batch Alpha, and we have the already pull for the batch Bravo. So ganun kadami.
Nice, exciting. Parang masarap magkadet sa Hartman.
So, yes. Actually, sabi ko nga, pag nasa labas ka, imagine mo nag-a-apply ka. Maghahanap ka ng umagahan mo, ng tanghalian mo, hapunan mo, tapos iikot ka, mamamasahe ka. Pag dito pumasok ka, ang iisipin mo lang, gumising ng umaga, maligo, magbihis, umupo sa klase. Magbihis ng coverall para mag-practical. Right after that, papasok ko na ulit sa dorm to eat again and to sleep again and to wake up in the morning, to go jogging, and then go to class, routinary, pero at least yung concentration mo, nakafocus lang on your training. Wala kang iniisip na magbabayad ako sa boarding house, pupunta ako sa traffic, babiyahe ako, hahanap ako ng kainan. Ito, nandito na lahat, no? Medyo very strict yung rules. Like for example, we have this English speaking policy, which is very important sa mga bagong seafarer natin. Although sinasabi namin, you do not have to be very, very fluent. Like for example, ng ibang industry na talagang sobrang galing mag-English, as long as you can express yourself. Kasi mas naiintindihan ka eh. From my experience, no, pag ako naging fluent in English, mas lalo ko hindi naiintindihan ng other nationality na kausap ko. Pero pag yung English seaman ako, mas nagkakaintindihan kami. Pero still, yung confidence na you can talk in English and you can understand. Kasi sabi ko, Europeans ang ating principal. Europeans ang usually makakasama mong officer sometimes. Kahit sabihin mong, sir, pwede ba ako mag-explain ng Tagalog? Kahit 1 year kang mag-explain ng Tagalog, you will not understand each other. So really, that's one of the most important things. Kailangan pag graduate mo dito, hindi ka man ganun ka-fluent, pero confident kang magsalita. Kahit sometimes may mali, yung mga grammar mo, that's okay, no? Yan. So that's it, no? Basically,
Nice.
that's it. Yung hiring
Congratulations kasi talagang nakakatulong kayo sa yung building a strong pipeline of maritime professionals, by the way you're handling them. But listening to you, Kap, parang sana lahat ng cadetship ganyan at saka funded. Ang siswerte naman ng mga napupunta sa inyo at nakakakuha ng slots. Now, I wonder if they are like successful. So sa mga gumagraduate sa inyo, so they go abroad, they're being hired. So, anong success rate? Like 100% ba? O meron nalalaglag, merong hindi? And then maybe, Ma'am Divina, maybe you can add what you're doing in involving the family and, putting welfare programs is helping in the whole process of building this strong pipeline of maritime workers, of maritime professionals, because nga you get them from the school, from the academe, tapos ginaguide nyo na hanggang magkaroon sila ng career at jobs. So sige, Kap, ikaw muna po. Ano pong success rate, in this program? I know it's successful because you said 30 years na po ito. But we have parang mga frustrations maybe and disappointment. So that's what I want to hear. Kamusta po ang success rate dito and what are your sana pwede pang gawin, moving forward. Kasi gusto ko lang idagdag na sa lahat ng mga maritime events, conferences na ina-attend ako, at mind you, marami po, and I'm doing my PhD now in maritime affairs at the WMU. Marami pong talk on sustainability of marine human capital. And marami ang sabi, ayaw na daw na mag-seafarer, ayaw nang magmarino because of what happened to COVID, yung mga, yan nga, malungkot na at lahat, and nalulungkot pag wala, and then all the handling during the pandemic. O yan, sige sir, ikaw na po, baka I can go on and on. Sir, please, thank you.
Actually, for sure, any programs, any institution, and anything that you want to build something, meron ding hindi natutuloy, no? And that's actually our purpose kung bakit namin sila ina-isolate. For that 2 months, malalaman mo kung ready ka ba talagang maranasan yung ganon. So may nagkukwit. May umaayaw. May nag-iisip na this is not my profession. This is not for me. Which is you're right, no? May naririnig kang ayaw nila dahil because of COVID, because of kung ano-anong reason. Pero still, that's minimal, no? Konti lang yung percentage na ganyan. 1, 2. Mostly, lahat ng mga yan sumakay. Sabi ko nga, nung parang just a month ago, I'm doing the statistics of the pre-C program namin, yung mga gumraduate namin sa aming program. From 1994 to 2024, nakapagpatapos kami or nakapagpag-graduate kami sa program namin ng 3,285 cadets. And sa 3,285 cadets na yon, yung naging officer namin doon na na-promote is 1,108. kasama na yung mga management level and operational level. Bukod pa doon, yung hindi talaga nag-pursue to become an officer. So kung titingnan, ngayon, syempre, shipping is come and go, no? Hindi naman tayo nakatali on one company. It's up to you if you want to apply to other company right after your contract. Usually ganun, no? Kung saan ka masaya, kung saan ka nakakahanap ng greener pasture, and then you're free to go there kung gusto mo. Pero ang kagandahan dito sa naging program namin sa Heartman Co. Philippines, no? As per statistics, and considering nagkaroon ng pandemic, no? Nagkaroon ng mga problema sa pagsakay, right now we have 55% ng population came from pre-C. So meaning yung mga nandito sa amin ngayon na walk-ins, compared sa tinraining namin, more than kalahati nun yung mga galing sa training. Which is kung i-imaginein mo, hindi naman kita hinold ng pwersahan, di ba? At let's say, hindi naman kami may pinakamataas na salary siguro. Merong mas matataas and which we know that. Hindi rin naman kami yung pinakamababa, no? So we're on the average. But still, bakit pinili ng mga seafarer na to na nanggaling sa training natin na magstay until now, sumakay sa amin? So I think I can brag that we're very successful, not hindi man 100%, siguro 90% dun sa mga gumraduate natin ay nabigyan natin sila ng magandang pundasyon at nabigyan natin sila siguro na magandang experience kaya sila bumabalik. Alam mo yung feeling ng nung nag-a-apply ka, hindi mo feeling na inalila ka. I do not want to elaborate more.
Yes.
Na nag-drive ako, nag-gano ako. Although dito, syempre, we're teaching them how to clean, which is normal kasi pag sakay mo, gagawin mo yun. No? Pero not yung level ng i-car wash mo nga yung kotse ko. Not on that level. So, I think, until now, they look at that na dito tinraining talaga ako. At dito pinasakay ako. As ako, dahil ako ay deserving. Yeah. So,
Nice.
siguro yun.
Nice.
Sagot.
Nice. So, you said 3,000 plus na na-produce nyo at 30 years na kayo. So, about 100 are produced are produced a year in this program.
Yeah, because hindi naman siya talaga, kung 45, hindi siya nagma-maximum of 45. Sometimes, nagiging 30, 20. So, more or less, that's the average na napoproduce natin.
Yan. Nice. Marami pa akong tanong, pero sige, Ma'am Divine, ikaw naman. What can you tell us, ano po yung you feel tulong na nagagawa when you extend caring for the families of these cadets and seafarers?
Mary Ann, siguro anahin ko sa'yo na since 2002 when we started our company, we have already delivered so many programs for the family. Part of that ay yung aming mga soft skills involving yung kanina, sabi ko, the parents. We have also delivered programs for the wives. Very recently, we delivered yung Keeping the Romance Alive. Ito ay because we recognize yung talagang challenge sa industry natin, 'di ba? Ang hirap makipagrelasyon kung wala naman talaga diyan yung iyong karelasyon sa lahat ng events ng buhay ninyo. Ang sabi nga ng mother ko, alam mo, mas matagal pang tatay niyong wala kaysa sa kasama ko talaga. So, this mga events, like for the couple and their relationship, for the family, meron i-add ko din, we also have partnered with several financial institutions kasi hindi naman talaga maiiwasan. Merong ang daming training na kailangan kapag ka nasa bakasyon, merong mga financial difficulties kapag nasa bakasyon. So we have partnered with several financial institutions to ensure na they get the best na interest rate, and we actually proactively negotiate these rates on their behalf without any without dun sa company or to anyone. We also have sabihin ko lang, nag-negotiate kami pati mga interest rate for their home loan, for their car loans. We have partnered with Atikha. Atikha is OWA actually partner din na non-stock non-profit organization para hindi yung klase ng financial programs na parang may ibibenta ka after. Ito ay talagang tunay na financial literacy program na yung iniisip ay yung kapakanan ng family and not because of they need to sell a product. We have also partnered with Stella Maris para dun sa values enhancement program of our cadets. We have partnered with ICE1 for mental health program. Now we are very involved with Gold Foundation. I'm not sure if you heard about the women empowerment na program ng Gold Foundation with ITF, and we are very proud. 6 of the 15 pilot leaders na na-select nila is from the Hartman Crew Philippines employees and seafarers' wives. So, mga ganong klaseng programs. And this we see because there is a need. We recognize yung need to be involved. At saka ang sabi namin, talagang kung hindi because of the family, halimbawa yung biglang hugot, sabi namin ng mga seafarers namin, hanggat hindi malakas yung ating relationship with our wives, if they do not trust us, hindi ganong kabilis yung magpa-oo na biglang pwede bang pasampahin na yung iyong husband 1 month pa lang sa bakasyon kasi talagang kailangan na. So this, we recognize yung ganitong mga kind of relationship. Kaya we deliver them. Yung isa pa siguro sa pinagmamalaki natin, online lagi yung allotment. This is very important. So, relationship with the family and wives. Ayun. So, mga ganyang klaseng programs. Kap, siguro din, idagdag ko, yung ating cadetship program, hindi lang because of partner schools. Everyone is open para dun sa walk-in. Ang tingin ko yun is very
correct,
important.
correct.
Kasi,
hindi ko lang na-mention.
We provide equal opportunity to everyone. I was actually watching yung Mary Ann, meron kayong interview with another seafarer then, and ang sabi niya ay talagang ang hirap nung pag-apply, parang ganyan. Especially now na meron tayong online opportunity to apply. Ngayon naging mas madali and we provide them exam. Mga walk-ins lang ito. So talagang walang mga backer. Walang school na pinili. Talagang nagpupunta sila dito. And siguro isa din Kap na unique sa atin ay hindi tayo nagre-require for them na maging utility sa office.
That's what I'm telling kanina. Yes.
Yun. If meron kaming nanditong galing sa PRISI program namin, they are actually paid as employee and not as cadet utility. Ganon yung nandito sa company namin. Ayun.
Yes,
ma'am. That's really good to know. Yes, Kap.
Yun, idagdag ko yung sinabi kasi ayaw ko rin kalimutan na sabihin. Hello? Hello? Naririnig? Meron?
Yes, Kap. I hear you.
Yun.
Yes.
Yun, just to continue yung sinasabi ni Miss Divine about dun sa
hear me?
Hello?
Sorry,
Yes,
ito
I
na po
can
yung
hear
tech
you.
issues.
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Can you?
Oh, oh no.
Yan.
Oh. Ay, sorry people.
Online ka,
Tech
Kat.
issues.
Online
We're
ka.
in a part where I'm having trouble connecting.
Okay,
Hopefully we
sige.
get our connection soon. Kaya nga sasabihin.
Naririnig ko naman si Miss Mary Ann, medyo putol-putol lang, no? Pero
Yeah.
ano, no?
Okay.
Yun.
Okay po.
Okay na. Yun. Dagdag ko lang dun sa sinabi ni Ma'am Divine, no? Hindi rin lang kami in partner with school. At yun yung makagandahan na ipinagmamalaki din namin. There are certain batch that came from school, pero meron din kaming online application na tinatawag. So dito sa online application, anyone can apply. Although, yun, we have the process, no? Tinitingnan din namin the same kung ano yung ginawa namin dun sa mga kinuha namin from school. Kailangan maganda yung transcript of records mo. You will also go to the same procedure nung iba, no? Ang difference lang, hindi ka nagsimula sa second year or first year or third year sa school. Graduate ka na at pumunta ka na sa amin at nag-apply ka. We will process you as a applicant and not because meron kang kamag-anak dito. Although, yes, we have the program para sa may mga kamag-anak. We give them reconsideration because isa yun sa welfare na binibigay namin sa aming mga crew na at least meron silang privilege to reconsider. Pero kailangan pumasa. Hindi yung reconsider pero sakay agad, no? So, kailangan pumasa. So, still, doon pa rin siya sa pumapasok sa process. At sabi niya, kagandahan nun, ang lagi naming pinagmamalaki. Kahit nasaan ka sa Pilipinas, pwede kang mag-apply kay Heartman Crew Philippines because of the online application. No? Kahit nasa Japan ka pa, pwede ka pang mag-apply sa amin. No? So, yun yung kagandahan. Na nakatipid yung mga kabataan, yun ang common problem. Kaya hindi nakaka-apply. Wala silang pamasahe papuntang Manila. Ang Manila ang center ng mga agency. So, kung merong ganong platform na pwede sila mag-apply online at makaka-receive sila ng information kung sila ba'y qualified o hindi, kung qualified, saka sila mag-isip kung kailan nila kayang pumunta, no? Kaya saka sila maghanap ng pamasahe. Pero yung magbaka sakali na agad sila dito nang hindi pa nila alam, medyo mabigat para sa kanila yon, no? So, yun yung kagandahan ng online application that we have. Yun po, yun. Tama.
Nice.
Nakalimutan ko yun.
Really nice kasi po talagang ginagamit na natin yung technology, no? Kahit kami po sa FastCat, yan yung big topic sa amin, yung online ticketing. So that customers, will find it easy to buy their tickets and be assured na meron silang masasakyan kasi yan po yung problema sa mga area. So I'm glad to know na meron na po kayong online application and they can just go to your site and then apply online. So I have a question, Cap. Cap, tumatanggap ba kayo ng graduate lang ng Maritime High School with NC? Yes? Wow, that's good news!
Alam mo yung ganun, ito yung gusto ko rin ipagmalaki. Actually, baka kami nga lang ang international na nagkaroon ng ganong program. Tinry namin yung first batch of Maritime High School. Nakapagpasakay kami ng 12, parang 8 deck and 4 engine. Until now, nandito sila sa amin. Sumasakay sila sa amin. Ganun din. Pinasok namin ang program because alam naman namin yung konting kakulangan ng Maritime High School. Lalo na yung first batch na nanggaling sa mga public school na halimbawa Mindoro National High School, kunyari lang, no? Tapos pinatraining lang sila sa isang training center para lang ma-meet yung Maritime High School na title. Pero nung pagdating nila dito, matatalinong mga bata talaga yung mga yon. Wala lang mga kakayahang mag-aral ng college. So, kaya mabilis lang silang na training. At nung isinakay namin, kung tutuusin, kung titingnan mo, kapag graduate ka ng senior high, hanggang level of boson and fitter ka lang. Di ba? Kasi hindi ka naman makaka-exam eh. Several or one of them really pursue to become an officer. Alam mo yung ginawa niya? During that pandemic, sinamantala niya yung pagkakataon na may online classes sa college. Nag-enroll siya para makapag-aral ng marine engineer. So ngayon, ang iniisip niya, kasi nagsiserve siya as oiler. Habang sumasakay, bababa mag-aaral, ang iniisip niya ngayon, hindi niya magagamit yung pagsakay niya ng oiler kasi hindi pala yun consider as parang kadete.
Part ng sea-based, yes.
Kasi iba yung structure ng 1-year cadetship. So kahit nakatapos na siya, hindi siya pwedeng mag-exam, kailangan magkadete uli siya. Hinahanapan ko nga ngayon ng Inter-Island, baka pwede sa'yo. Para at least balik siya Inter-Island.
Oo naman!
Para balik ulit siya balik ulit siya
well
Inter-Island at makatapos siya, makapag-exam siya. Although, sabi ko, hindi ko pipigilan ang pangarap nyo. Ang unang dahilan kung bakit namin pinagbigyan yung mga, or kinuha yung mga senior high school, is to give them the opportunity na makasakay. At the same time, sila yung inaasahan kong maging mga seasoned boso namin. Mga experienced boso namin. Kasi alam namin, hindi na sila mag-i-exam eh. Pero meron talagang magaling na gustong maging opisyal na hindi niya nagpapapigil sa pangarap. So, ang sinasabi ko lang, wala akong karapatang pigilan ng pangarap mo. You go ahead. Basta hindi maaapektuhan ng pagsakay mo. Mag-aral ka sa tamang oras na alam mong ikaw ay nakabakasyon. Bumalik ka kapag ready ka nang sumakay ulit. Pero at least yung iba, nandyan sila, sumasakay pa rin until now. At yung isang yon ay nag-aral at naghahanap nga para matapos niya daw yung curriculum niya na 4 years. So yes, kami lang yata, I do not know, hindi naman siya nakadocument at gusto ko sanang ipagmalaki na may nakapagtrabahong graduate ng Maritime High School. At yun ay nasa amin.
Yay! Good to know. Yeah, Ma'am Divine, go!
Mary Ann, dagdag ko lang. Siguro yung atin at lagi namin itong part ng discussion with our principal. Ang sinasabi namin ay we need to actually recognize na hindi lahat nung kumukuha ng maritime education ay gustong mag-push na maging officer dahil ang daming, although yan na reality is actually a bit sad. Kasi ang most thing ko na kumukuha talaga ng seafaring job ay ito yung nakikita natin, ang nakikita nila ay job and not a career. Ang sabi natin kasi, if you consider this a career, ito yung nagpupush ka talaga to become officer. Pero there are a lot of BS graduates na hindi naman talaga nag-aspire na maging officer eh. Okay na ako sa ganitong level ko. And tingin ko the industry need to recognize na meron tayong mga graduates na ito lang ang gusto. Okay na sa akin yung magkaroon na ako ng financial capacity para mabigyan ng very good life yung aking family. And also, we need to accept na actually yung boson na salary ay higher compared sa madaming professionals. And they are okay na doon. Hindi na yung nagaanong, magiging third mate, magiging kapitan ako. Siguro yan yung isa na ina-acknowledge ng company natin. Not everyone ay gustong maging officer. Kaya open tayo with Maritime High School graduates. Ayun.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that kasi po alam niyo nung Friday, sinamahan ko sa Marina yung leadership ng Sablayan Mindoro, si Mayor Marquez po at ang kanyang mga konseho dahil they want to have Maritime High School in Sablayan and actually, inibita nila akong magsalita nung oath-taking ni Mayor sa Sablayan. And I kind of said, maritime nation ng Pilipinas. Kayo po, ito, nagiging tuna highway itong banda ng Sablayan. And what are you doing with regards to maritime? And it kind of opened the eyes of the Mayor na sabi niya, nga no, ba't wala kaming ganyan? And then texted me and said, Ma'am, paano ba yan? Tulungan mo nga kami. And so we did that. And it's also because I've had a lot of conversations with maritime stakeholders, this opportunity because ang gusto lang naman talaga ng mga tao ay magkaroon. Hello? Hindi niyo ako naririnig.
Yes, here. Clear, clear.
Sorry. Okay, si Mika kasi nagdetect akin, hindi raw ako narinig. What we're saying is, ang hinahanap nila trabaho. So when we had a Zoom meeting, Zoom call with the leadership of Sablayan and the national and DepEd and their principal sa National High School, in their eyes, they see na parang, wow, this is an opportunity for our young people. And we will direct them to open up their eyes in maritime if we provide maritime high school. So I'm glad na na talaga pong sinabi niyo na nag-hire kayo ng ganyan na, because that's what the national high schools want to hear, and that will encourage them to offer maritime high school. And because ang laging kaba nila saan kami kukuha ng barko, saan namin i-immerse, that's where we come in, as FastCat, as domestic ship operators, so that ma-assure sila na meron kayong masasakyan na barko, makaka-immerse talaga kayo sa industriya. And that's where you come in the crewing and manning, na dapat tulungan natin silang mahanap ng trabaho sa labas. And well, of course, kami po sa FastCat, we open up our doors also in recruiting and hiring maritime high school graduates para mag-specialize nga sa sinasabi nyong ratings, dahil alam naman natin yun ang kailangan dito sa bayan natin, no? So kailangan natin ng gumagaling sa industriya, because I always say, paano na lang kung lahat gustong kumita ng dollars? Paano na lang tong bayan natin? And kagaya po ng sinasabi nyo kanina, you don't fault them. If that's we don't fault them. There's nothing wrong. Kung yan ang pangarap mo, kumita ng dollar, kumita ng malaki, makapag-travel, mag-abroad, okay. Pero ako po naman sa domestic shipping, ang like ko sinasabi, uy, lagay nyo naman kami sa equation para sa bayan naman itong ginagawa natin. Na kinoconnect natin ng Philippine Islands. So maybe they can serve a few years and then they go abroad, or better yet, kung maritime high school, stay in the Philippines, connect, serve our country also in the domestic shipping. Yun po yung isang dream na binubuo namin, precisely why we have this advocacy of creating this awareness, so that we open up more eyes, and then we create synergies, linkages, na sana nga po pagtulong-tulungan natin ng tuloy-tuloy. And okay, so babalik na tayo sa ating pinag-uusapan about cadetship, about welfare families. So do you see na marami pa po namang interesado dito sa maritime? Kasi yun yung insecurity. I was in the Crew Connect conference, and that's I think the insecurity of our industry, because mas mabilis daw tayong nakakapag-produce ng barko. Mas maraming nabubuong at natatapos sa barko kaysa sa pagpo-produce natin ng mga opisyal. Yan po ang datos, no, sa aking pong pag-aaral araw-araw sa aking PhD. Yan po ang datos. So sa sense ninyo, doing that every day, dealing with crew, dealing with manpower, talking to schools, recruiting the young for this cadetship, may interest pa ba? At masusustain ba natin ang pagiging manning capital of the world? Ang Pilipinas ba ay matutuloy-tuloy ang pagproduce ng mga marino sa ating bayan? Cap, do you wanna go? And then Ma'am Divine, please.
Okay. Sa amin na lang, para hindi na natin ilabas sa amin, there's a lot of ratings na may lisensya. So meaning, they are ready. They have license. Only that, kailangan nila ng break para magamit yung lisensya nila. So, kung dito pa lang, I have several ex-cadet, ibig sabihin yung mga nag-training na sa akin, na sumakay na ng iba-ibang position as ratings at nagkaroon ng lisensya. Andyan lang sila and waiting to be promoted. Imaginein mo kung lahat ng mga gumraduate ko, merong lisensya, paano pa tayo magkukulang ng officer? Actually, hindi lang naman kasi nga tayo ang nasusunod sa pagpapasakay ng officer natin. Depende yon sa principal requirements. Pwede nga sabihin nila, I want my vessel to be manned from India or from Europeans or Japan. My management have to be, kunyari, Polish or German. Marami kami, pero Yun yung demand sa amin na gusto ng principal eh. Still, sila pa rin naman ang masusunod kasi sila rin naman may-ari ng mga barko natin. Pero in terms of, meron ba tayong mga graduates or seafarer na ready to become an officer or officer? We have a lot of officer. Siguro hindi lang sa kumpanya namin may ganito, no? At lahat ng mga 'yan gusto namin gawing officer, no? Yun nga lang, kaya nga merong come and go eh. Meron kang crew na tinraining pero right after ilang years aalis sa'yo because they seek another opportunity or promotion sa iba na hindi nagawa dun sa sarili mong kumpanya. So I think doon pa lang hindi tayo kukulangin. Alam mo ba nung nagkaroon ng senior high school, I worried about that because sabi ko, kakapusin ako ng kadeteng gagraduate. 2 years akong walang gagraduate. So nag-isip na kami ng way para hindi makapag-training pa rin kami at may mag-apply. Pero eventually, pag buklat mo nung online application mo, saan katutak pa rin yung nag-a-apply eh. So ibig sabihin, hindi ako nagkaroon ng crisis on getting cadets kahit 2 taong walang gumraduate ng maritime. So as simple as that, I do not want to go outside of our company. Dito na lang muna. Sa tingin ko, kami, we have enough. Pero sometimes, yun nga lang, yung mga nakaposisyon na, yun ang mahirap hanapin. Pero yung mga puposisyon parang, nandyan lang yan. They are just waiting for an opportunity na magkaroon ng posisyon. Medyo mahirap kung management ang hahanapin, pero maraming OIC na hindi umaakit sa management. Some of them do not have the opportunity. Some of them, they settle for that already. Nawalan na ng lakas ng loob, natakot nang magpa-promote as management. Pero siguro ang mga agency or manning company kailangan may program na ginagawa for that. Like for us, we have the program na from rating to officer and from officer to management program. Yun, para alam namin na kung ikaw ay officer in charge, third mate, second mate, third engineers, alam namin may potential ka, ipupush ka namin maging second engineer or chief mate. Meron kaming program na ituturo sa'yo, ititrain ka namin para confident ka. Mawawala yung takot mo, magiging confident ka to be promoted. So yun, ang isa sa technique para makaproduce kami ng management. The other company can do that as well kung gusto nila. And paligay ko hindi tayo kakapusin kapag ganun.
Nice.
Sa akin lang yan, sa akin lang yan.
Yeah. Well, I like the positivity, Cap, because, of course, we want to hear positive things, and you actually feel the pulse, no? Every day when you do your work, nafe-feel mo yung pulso ng mga nakikita mo at naririnig mo and when you go to schools. So I'm glad to hear that. Kasi syempre yun ang gusto natin. We want to keep the Philippines as the manning capital of the world. We want to produce seafarers because embedded na raw ata sa ating DNA as Filipinos ang pagmamarino. So Ma'am Divine, may tanong po ako. Ma'am Divine talaga. Ma'am Divina. Okay,
Yes,
Divine talaga.
yes.
So kayo po ay naging anak ng marino, kapatid ng marino. Kanina po na sinabi ng mami niyo na parang mas maraming time na nasa labas yung daddy niyo kaysa kasama ninyo. Medyo naiiyak ako ng konti. Parang just empathizing with that. I can really sense yung parang wow, the longing, no? Alam niyo kasi yung asawa ko nasa Amerika ngayon, 9 days na siya nasa States. Miss na miss ko na nga siya. 9 days pa lang yun, ha? Paano pa kung mas matagal? So kayo po na galing sa maritime family, would you want this for your kids? And you're working there, so you're advocating it pa rin. So I can sense na you love the industry. So kayo po ba,
Yes.
will you continue promoting maritime and finding people to serve in the maritime industry given all the lungkot and the longing being a maritime, coming from a maritime family?
Mary Ann, tingin ko umpisahan ko dun sa question. Kasi talagang globally nakikita natin yung mga reports. Merong shortage ng interest sa seafaring job na kailangan natin i-promote. Ngayon nga, meron tayong Adapt a Ship. Actually, meron kaming Adapt a Ship program dahil gusto naming malaman nung mga elementary students what is actually seafaring, shipping industry. And this too, supposed to be, is to promote seafaring job. Now, coming from a family, kasi meron nagtanong din sa akin neto, why are you so passionate about maritime? And then I told them, because my family actually who supported me, I am now who I am. Kasi dahil seaman ng father ko. Kung hindi nagseaman ng father ko, baka hindi ako, at madaming hindi nakapagtapos dun sa lugar namin. Baka hindi ako nakapagtapos. So, yes, because of the opportunities, I would still promote our industry. Mary Ann, nakikita mo yung madaming graduates sa ibang courses who actually earns significantly lower kahit nga years na nagtatrabaho, they still earn significantly lower kaysa dun sa allowance na nare-receive nung cadet namin. So, tingin ko ay merong mga rewards, maraming rewards sa seafaring job. Meron ding mga challenges na kailangan talaga nating i-recognize at i-acknowledge, gawa ng programs. So, yung acceptance siguro nung malayo yung aking father, pero yung realization na this is actually is an effort to provide something for the family. And also, yung aming mga programs dun sa wives. Kasi meron akong, yun nga, yung aming Keeping the Romance Alive. Ang sabi namin, so, paano natin talagang nai-enjoy yung pagiging mag-asawa kahit na hindi tayo magkakasama. Pero lalo ngayon, nandyan na yung internet. Siguro ay finding a way kung paano nga ba, tama ba? Paano pa rin maging in love doon sa distance. At paano babawi kapag nandyan na talaga yung father or yung iyong kapatid, kapag nandyan na sa bahay. Although, same ang sabi nga ng speaker namin, may difficulty doon sa paglayo pa lang at also yung adjustment sa pagbabalik. Yung mismong paano ka ba magta-transition doon sa family life na nakasanayan nilang wala ka for 9 months. Pero yung klaseng mga challenges have to be accepted and to be recognized and also weighed compared dun sa mga rewards na nakukuha natin ng family dun sa pagiging seaman ng parents or ng anak nila. Ayun.
Nice. Pero ma'am, sandali gusto kong,
Yes.
can you elaborate yung how to keep the romance alive despite the distance?
Okay.
I will have to stop my green mind, but sige, ikaw. Kasi maraming young na nakikinig sa atin. O sige nga po, paano nga po ba yon? How to keep the romance alive despite the distance?
Yung isa dun sa kasi yung aking husband is not a seafarer. So, wala akong ganong klaseng personal experience of keeping the romance alive. Pero, dun sa mga wives namin na nag-attend, yung isang misis namin ang nagsabi ay, we understand na merong schedule. Merong schedule at magkaiba yung ating time zone. Pero I always try to leave a message, yung sweet na message na magbibigay sa kanya nung positive na vibes. Every time, every day, sabi niya gano'n. Kung hindi ko siya, kung alam kong wala siyang signal, I would send him an email kasi meron kaming vessel email naman na kahit na hindi dun sa internet dumadaan, kaya na lang i-open. So this wife actually keep the communication open kahit na walang walang physical na ano tawag dito na mismong communication. Nandyan lagi nararamdaman na, oy, mahal kita, you are valued. Nandito lang kami. Merong support system sa family. And tingin ko this is very important that everyone recognizes na sila ang support system ng kanilang husband or nung kanilang anak. And this is what we explained sa start pa lang ng cadetship program namin. The success of your sons ay actually yung inyong support dito sa bahay. Kasi hanggat hindi sila komportable, hanggat hindi sila assured na okay lang kayo dito sa lupa, laging may kaba. So yun, keeping the romance alive means keeping your communications, giving effort, laging kailangan mong mag-effort dun sa relationship kahit wala ka man dito. Ayun, tingin ko yun ang importante.
Nice. Communication, mga texting and love messages, di ba? Mga sweet messages. Kap, ikaw po ba ay nagbarko din at lumabas ng matagal? At ikaw ba ay nakakatanggap ng mga sweet messages from nakichika pa eh. Mag-share ka naman sa akin, Ma'am Divina.
Sobrang swerte ng seafarer ngayon compared sa amin noon. Kasi ngayon, may social media. Very fast ang communication by Viber, may Messenger. Sa amin, pag sumulat ka, 6 months pa yon bago mo matanggap ulit yung balik ng sulat. Imagine how long, matatapos na yung kontrata, saka ko lang malalaman na sweet pala yung partner ko kasi sinagot niya yung sulat ko after 6 months pa. But yes, that is very important. Kung kami noon kinaya namin at sobrang importante sa amin ng sulat at that time. Yung phone call namin noon, although short lang, sobrang importante. So ngayon, yung ginagawa na program for the yung husband and wife na seafarer, maganda na ipaalam sa kanila na yung simpleng text, yung simpleng email, that is very important sa mga seafarer. Kasi ginagawa nga namin comics yung sulat eh. Kasi alam mo yon, dahil sa tagal naming sa dagat, pinapaulit-ulit namin basahin yung isang sulat na yon dahil minsan lang kami maka-receive. So how much more ngayon, sobrang bilis na, no? So mas madaling magpahayag ng Pero sabi ko nga may advantage din sometimes. Kasi noon pag ang sulat sa iyo may problema, hindi mo iisipin kasi pauwi na ako nung marireceive ko yung problema eh. Yun nga lang, yun, matagal. Pero ngayon, that's the advantage of our new breed of seafarer. The communication is very easy and very fast.
That's nice. That's nice to know. Good to know. Kap, ilang taon ka po nagbarko bago ka nag-decide maging part ng management at sa lupa ka na lang? Maybe for the young people who are, starting their career, they would learn from you, yung career pathing mo. Plinano mo ba yan na talagang isang araw, titigil na ako sa pagbabarko, dito na ako sa lupa, pero related pa rin sa pagbabarko?
I do not know if I want to tell it to you. Baka may ma-influence ako mga kadete tapos sabihin nila, ayoko na rin pala magbarko. Pero,
okay lang.
May kanya-kanya tayong
may
kanya-kanya tayong reason why we have to do this. Ang sa akin talaga, I'm a family man. So gusto ko malapit ako sa pamilya ko. And that's that's the number one disadvantage of becoming a seafarer. Malayo ka sa pamilya. Nawala.
Hindi, naririnig kita, Kap.
malayo ka sa pamilya mo. Yun. Yeah. So siguro yun lang yung reason kung bakit I decided to stay dito sa lupa. Kasi may reasoning in life is ano ba talaga yung pina-priority mo? Although sabi ko nga kung ang priority mo pera, wow. Napaka-lucrative ng seafaring career. Dito ka talaga madaling makakaipon, magkakaroon ng bahay at lupa, sasakyan, lahat na, no? Pero you have to weigh your ang tawag doon, your
Priority?
priorities. No?
Yes,
Yes.
priority.
You have to weigh your priority. Ano ba talaga yung priority mo? No? And siguro yun lang. It will tell that my priority is the family life. Hindi malayo, hindi andyan to guide my son, my daughter. Yun. So maybe that's the reason why. Pero pag sinabing pagbabarko, that's one of the best choice. Lalo na yung mga, because I'm from a poor family rin naman. So ganun din yung mga nangangarap na ang anak nila ay magbarko para makaahon sila sa hirap. Maybe yes. Talaga, no? Lalo na kapag naka-international.
Yeah,
So,
good to know, Kap. And and I guess what our young listeners would be appreciative to hear is that maraming option sa maritime industry. Pwedeng hindi lang sa pagbabarko. Kagaya mo, management. Kagaya ni Ma'am Divina, pwede din sa office ng maritime. Pwede sa ports. Pwedeng, ang daming track ngayon na pwede. Technology-wise, but maritime, sobrang daming options na hindi lang talaga limited sa pagbabarko itself. No? I was reading about that last night, no? How technology and the future of transport, the work in the transport industry is evolving, and a lot of it has to do with technology. So, ang tanong sa inyo, so you interface with young cadets every day, working with them. Meron po ba kayong wish or a wish that our government, our educational system should be doing to prepare our young for the work that is demanded of the industry? Yan. Kap, pwede po. Ma'am Divina, after. Thank you.
wish. Actually, the thing that they are doing right now, yung Magna Carta for Seafarer, is really will be very beneficial sa mga seaman. Kailangan lang talaga ang isipin or pag-aralan until hindi pa napipirmahan is talaga bang lahat ng nakalagay dyan is beneficial para sa seafarer. Of course, sometimes we have to consider the stakeholders, the end users, no? Pero ang pangalan kasi nung Magna Cartang mong ginawa is for seafarer. So, please, no? Anything that will benefit ang mga seamen, sana yun yung laman niya, no? At of course, kami mga seamen, we are ang alam namin sumakay, mag-navigate, no? We do not know about law, no? So, sana may magaling na tumulong sa ating mga seamen to understand it fully at ma-implement ng tama, kasi pag naging batas na, baka wala na tayong magagawa pag batas na siya, pag bill na siya, no? So still, I want to encourage lahat, no, na wag nating sayangin yung pinaghirapan ng mga ninuno natin na seafarer. The reason why we are here is because of them. Kung hindi sila nagsima noon, wala tayo ngayon. Kung hindi sila nag-perform noon, hindi magiging demanding ang seafaring career ngayon sa Pilipinas. Kaya lang hinanap, kaya lang naging paborito ang marinong Pilipino is because of them. So sana, ituloy-tuloy natin ito. Katulad ng sinabi mo, maraming pwede namang pasukan, no, sa maritime. No? Una, syempre, yung pagsakay, yun yung number one. No? And then, there is panahon naman para pumunta ka sa ibang branches of maritime. Meron ng demand chance for that. So, let's support any program na pwede makatulong sa marino. Wala akong specific na gustong sabihin. Ang gusto ko lang talaga is kung ano yung makakaganda para sa industry, sa seaman, sa mga stakeholders, sa end users, sana magsama-sama lang lahat, no? parehas i-weigh ang interest.
Yan
No?
ang ginagawa natin ngayon, Kap, talaga. Yan, itong Anytime Maritime, it's really getting the industry stakeholders in a conversation so that we become a stronger community. So, yeah,
Yes.
thank you. Nakalimutan ko sabihin kanina, maritime education and training, di ba? Isang track na pwedeng i-follow ng mga graduate ng maritime education and maritime high school. Ito yung isang track talaga na pwede pa nilang. Ma'am Divina, may idadagdag ka po ba?
Oo, Mary Ann, tingin ko ang dapat natin i-acknowledge ay ngayon yung the drive of the government, nabigyang focus ang maritime industry. For a very long time tayo ay maritime nation. Pero parang yung focus, di ba? Yung focus was never in the maritime industry. Kaya actually we were very excited nung na-push na yung Magna Carta of the Seafarers. Kasi parang this is the first time na naka-move tayo hanggang dun sa ganito taas. Ilang beses na ba tayong nag-try? Pero hindi man lang tayo nakaangat sa ganitong klaseng level. So tingin ko we need to recognize, finally, nandito na yung focus ng government sa atin at kailangan natin talagang i-acknowledge. Ngayon, lahat pati nung improvements na ginagawa with Marina when the president signed yung ating MIDP 2028, we were very excited. Ngayon, eto na yung ating time para mag-move forward sa maritime industry. Ang kailangan lang natin, tingin ko, ay maging united ang lahat ng maritime stakeholders, maximize kung ano ang meron man na resources na pwede nating gamitin para talagang mag-push forward. Pati ang sabi ko nga, baka kailangan natin i-involve, hindi lang, kasi ang maritime industry is not lang manning, not lang the ship owner, pero lahat ng related na businesses, even yung mga gumagawa ng working clothes is part of the maritime industry. So everyone has to be involved and we need to recognize kung ano mang move na ginagawa ngayon ng government and improvements slowly, pero papunta na tayo doon. Malayo pa, pero malayo na yung ating narating. And tingin ko yung 2024 is really good for the maritime industry. Sa dami ngayon ng napupush na mga tawag dito, na mga good things for our industry. Ayun.
Tama ka dyan, Ma'am Divina. Pareha tayo ng sense na parang we're in a good place and good time right now because, our president is supportive of the maritime industry. During the International Chamber of Shipping conference last June, he actually gave a talk and he said, I think it's time that we bring back the glory of the maritime industry, the strength of the Filipino, and there, nagkaroon na tayo ng MIDP and we have a lady administrator in the marina right now, si Ma'am Sonia Malaluan, who's a fellow in Women in Maritime. And talagang even in my team, I say, you know what, dapat optimize talaga natin itong time na to, seize the moment, so, make an impact in the maritime industry because government is actually supportive of us right now and it's quite exciting. And tama ka dyan, ma'am. Pareho pala tayo ng sense. And I think you joining the conversation, Cap and Ma'am Divina here in Anytime Maritime is definitely a big help and a big move and step towards a stronger maritime industry in the Philippines. And if you saw dun po sa, I think sa page namin ng Anytime Maritime, nakalagay po doon yung mga partners natin na nag-signify ng support dito sa ginagawa nating advocacy of just increasing maritime awareness and talking about maritime and having intelligent conversations in the maritime industry. And talagang nagsasama-sama tayo ngayon. We open up the conversation. Parang hindi na tayo kanya-kanya, hindi tayo fragmented. But, talagang isa tayo, magkakapatid tayo dito sa industriya, magkakabayan, isang Pilipino na nagtutulungan. And because we are being valued by global manning group. Nagsalita ka ba, ma'am, dun sa Crew Connect? Because I heard that program already about adopt a ship eh. Hindi ko lang matandaan kung saan sa dami ng na-attendan ko. But were you part of the Crew Connect ba? Did
No, I was not in the Crew Connect, pero I think I saw you dun sa Safety for Sea.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes,
Naku, ma'am,
yes.
sa dami po lahat na-attendan ko eh. Because I'm interested. I'm attending because I'm interested. I really want to learn, also learn and connect. So I created a conversation of creating a strong pipeline of maritime professionals, no? Because kami po nga sa domestic industry, parang wow, may bagong barko pero wala kaming makuhang crew. Hanggang ngayon, hirap na hirap kami maghanap ng crew, and I said, oh my God, hindi pwede to. Nag-i-invest tayo ng mga bagong barko na magko-connect ng sarili nating bayan. Tapos wala tayong tao. Ano ba yun? Diba? That's why we said, oh my God, kailangan hanapin natin yung sagot. And one of the answers that I think we have to do is really, getting out there, getting the conversation going, producing more. Yes, collaboration. At kagaya ng sinabi mo, Kap, kanina dun sa Kabataan, Maritime High School, getting them, getting this and build capacity. And then, kung nakita na natin sila, okay, magsilbi ka from the school, magsilbi ka sa domestic, and then, or i-train natin sa domestic, pagpagalangin pa natin sa domestic, and then pwede na silang lumabas kung gusto nilang lumabas. Yun po yung conversation na nakikita namin na dapat nating paigtingin at ipatuloy na pag-usapan at kung ano man ang pwede nating gawin para magtuloy-tuloy yan at makaproduce tayo, magawa natin. So I have a question. So Kap and Ma'am Divina, historically your data is 100. You're producing 100 a year. Do you see this growing path? Do you see this becoming 1,000 a year? Because naman we have 120 Filipinos, 120 na at mga bata lahat, no? And then if you get Maritime High School in bayans like Sablayan, Mindoro, Bulalakaw, Mindoro, get their national high school to produce graduates. So do you have more space? Do you see a bigger number moving forward? Kap?
I hope lumaki pa, pero that will depend on the still principal. Although we're now in a as per our principal, we're getting some new vessels. So for sure, if there will be new vessels, there will be cadets slot for them. So kung pagdami ng barko, pagdami ng slot, pagdami ng pwede namin kunin sa mga graduates natin. So, and ganun din sana yung mga other companies, no?
Well, Kap, dadagdag ko lang sa'yo, sa pinag-aaralan ko ngayon, ang datos talaga, maraming available, space for workers because mas mabilis nga daw pag-produce ng barko kaysa pag-produce ng opisyal. So, okay, Ma'am Divina, ano pong ginagawa nating strategies para maka-attract tayo ng mas maraming kababaihan sa ating industriya? What are you doing?
Marian, meron kami actually ngayong on board na 15. Although, ang tingin namin ay mas dadami ito dahil if you heard about Hafnia na requirement, this is actually their Hafnia Culture Lab. Ang ina-aspire nila is 50% of their crew on board ay women. Although, ang sabi namin, hindi ganun talaga kadali magkaroon ng women on board. Kasi yun nga yung sabi natin kanina, ang usual na challenges kapag yung lalaki on board, ito ay yung long distance family relationship. Ngayon kapag nandun ay women on board, hindi lang basta ganyan yung concern. Ngayon, ang concern na kapag ka nandyan yung babae on board ay, so how do I parang maintain yung aking femininity while I am with this other like 15 men na minsan lang makakakita ng ibang women. And we need to recognize this challenges. Ngayon, what we do here ay before mag-onboard both yung aming men and women na seafarers, we provide actually familiarization. Kasi tingin namin importante ito na naiintindihan nila ano ba yung proper na kilos. Minsan lang sabi natin, not really doon sa ginawa or sinabi, kundi yung mismong paano ang tingin nung other person. Diba? Ganun yung problema. So we provide, we also have attended yung sa ating National Maritime Polytechnic. Tama, no, Kap? Meron kaming gender, ano nga ba yung tawag yun? GAD. So, meron kaming ganito para malaman namin ano nga ba yung tama talagang pag-handle. Plus, yung amin, meron kaming dating women na officer, female officer on board, and she provides etong familiarization with the women kasi alam niya na yung realities on board. So, which is very important. Pero balikan ko kanina yung sinasabi mo about talaga bang may interest pa about seafaring job sa Philippines or globally. Pero tingin namin walang problema dun sa interest sa dito sa Philippines. Maybe globally there is a concern, pero dito sa Philippines, since 5,000 lang ba out of the 20,000 graduates ang nai-employ natin, and other graduates ay napupunta sa wherever. Ang sabi ni Congressman Salo last Friday, merong nang napupunta as security guard, may napupunta sa other hindi ganong trabaho just because hindi sila makasampa. So still, if we have this number of graduates at ilan lang yung nakakasampa, tingin namin walang problema with the interest dun sa seafaring job. Ngayon, ang amin actually ina-aspire kasi, Marianne, not everyone na manning agency actually has a cadetship program talaga sa onboard because budget din yun di ba? Pero what we are actually now trying to do is show because when we presented yung aming 100 commencement pre-C program, what we actually would like the industry to see is that we can do more sa industry. Hindi lang skilled workers ang pwede nating mabigay. We can provide more if we invest in the Filipino seafarers. So, ito is partnership and investment para hindi lang para tawag dito, basta lang silang sumampa. Meron tayong officers na pwedeng ipagmalaki sa world. Although this requires budget, this also requires support of the principal. And hopefully, they see the opportunity if we really provide dun sa ating mga graduates and sa trainees. Ayun.
Yeah, nice. The outlook is really on the upward and the bright. So kailangan lang talaga magsipag pa tayo and communicate it to the bigger community. Okay, now is the time we post our questions so that we engage our listeners and anytime Maritimers. So Mika, may questions ba tayo? I-post mo na. Nasa Mandaluyong na po ako, FYI. Nakapark lang ako dito bago ako pumunta sa aking next event. Oy, laog ni Marky. Good morning, Anytime Maritime. Hello, Marky. Maraming salamat. Emmy, good morning, Anytime Maritime. Yay, thank you for tuning in. JP Michonte, good morning, Anytime Maritime. Salamat for tuning in. Giovanni Tuopin, good morning. Good morning po.
That's actually our president po. Mr. Giovanni Tuopin is our president.
Oh, hi, Mr. President. Salamat po. Salamat po for being part of Anytime Maritime. Giovanni, yeah, okay, yes, there. Good morning. Michael Quinones Villaluna, good morning, Anytime Maritime. Wow, salamat. Thank you for making Anytime Maritime your habit, Tuesday morning habit. Ricky Leonora, good morning. Oh, hi, Ricky. Ano yan? Nasa abroad yan. Pero nandito siya. Okay. Shalom. Hello, mabuhay. And good morning, everyone. Yay. Siyempre, kailangan i-recognize natin sila. June Mijares, good morning, HCP fam. Asa sa inyo po yan, Heartman Crewing. Wow, full support.
Si Mr. Mijares po is my teacher when I was in high school.
Wow, talaga sir. Ang estudyante nyo ay nandito at talagang namamayagpag sa Industriya Maritima. Salamat po for joining us. Joanne, hello! Yan, fellow yan sa Women in Maritime. Yes! Magrasyang araw po sa iyo din, Joanne. Sa ating lahat. Okay, English is such a way intelligible, devoid of accent, and that's cool! That's neutralized English. Wow. Siguro si Sir English teacher mo, ma'am. Ha?
Yes. He actually also writes for us.
Oh, nice. Bagong word po yan, ha? Ngayon ko lang narinig yung word na yan. Neutralized English. And that's more intelligible to most Europeans. Or, tama ba yung Europeans ba yun? Or Indo-Europeans? Baka lang wrong spelling. Okay. RJ Navarro, good morning, Anytime Maritime at HCP. Yay! Yes, hello po. Yes, HCP has online and walk-in application. Di na kailangan ng backer. Tama yan. Kailangan tanggalin na yung backer system na yan. Pakisabi po paano anong online address, baka gusto niyo i-type dito kung paano po sila mag-a-apply online. For those who are just tuning in, HCP has recently celebrated its 100th commencement exercise and its pre-C training program batch 2024 Alpha and Amusub Convention Hall. Yes, congratulations sa mga graduates and of course congratulations sa HCP. Marino PH is watching. Hello Marino PH. Salamat po sa inyong suporta. Okay, HCP, we welcome and accept graduates of Maritime High School. Yay! Alam nyo, text ko si Mayor. Sabihin ko, makinig po sa episode na to. Mayor ng Sablayan at ang kanilang sanggunian ba tawag doon? Mga counselors. Sabihin ko, pakinggan nila to kasi they were really excited. The DepEd, the principal, they were saying, wow, good opportunity for Sablayenyos ang magkaroon ng Maritime High School. Sige, may question ba? Parang walang question. Will Almeria. Heart. Hi, Will. Thank you. Yan po ang mga talagang vanguards of the maritime industry. Lahat ng maritime event, nandyan sila. Kino-cover, fini-feature, sinusulat. Salamat po for doing that. You are our journalists of the maritime industry. Thank you. Cadet Carido Dennis. Good morning, Anytime Maritime. Hi, Cadet. Siguro taga-Heartman ka. Okay, Antonio Leosala, sabi nga ni Rizal, we cannot be all professional there. There must be someone to dig the soil. Yan. So, yan yung mga maritime high schoolers ba? GM Tony Leosala. Yes, oo nga. O yan, dako talaga, excited talaga ako i-share to kay Mayor. It is also culture driven. If you look at our seafarers today, about 1.2 million, majority of them is from the Visayas provinces. Yan. Maraming nare-recruit doon, no? Di ba, Kap? Sabi nila, ang professional producer daw sa atin, Iloilo. Tama ba, Kap? John V. Lacson ba, St. Therese? Nagpapadala rin po ng cadets yan sa FastCat. So, salamat. Hey, Carmela! Nice to see you. Hi, Miss Div and Ma'am Mary Ann. Ba't hindi ka nag-hi kay Kap? Carmela, mag-hi ka naman kay Kap. Okay, Rob Sula, please share this live video, especially to the cadets, aspiring maritime cadets. Have a good day. Hashtag ba yan? Hindi. At highlight. Yes, Rob, ito po ay available sa ating Anytime Maritime website. They can watch this on demand, rewatch on demand. And PAMI is working with us on this, sharing it to their young students. Yes, next please. Hey, Sir Bert Sabay. PMMA din po ako, kaya salamat sa support ng PMMA. Andito po si Sir Sabay. Good gracious morning, Anytime Maritime. Ladderized Education in Maritime is launching. Yay! SMHS graduates to qualify for support level then proceed to OIC while working. 36 months of sea service at support level will qualify the candidates for certification as OIC after their approved education and training. Splendid and bravo! Yay! Good to know, sir. Good to know na meron na pong ladderized education at talagang dapat paigtingin pa ito para po mas dumami ang ating capacity. No? We build capacity and we grow. Oh, RJ Navarro, HCP, yes, we believe PH can still be the maritime mining capital of the world. I love it. I love the positivity. Yan po ang mga vibe ko.
Yes.
Di ba, sir? Pang positive lang tayo. Ma'am Divina, positive lang. Yung kailangan
Yes.
tayo ng solusyon kesa parte ng problema, di ba? Talagang
Correct.
dapat encourage natin more positivity and all. May comment pa doon si Sir Tony. We do have a lot of potential officers. However, we have a war on salary between each crewing company. A mere $200 difference will make the crew decide to accept higher. Secondly, depends also on the other benefits being given. O Kap, anong say mo dyan? Ma'am Divina, anong say mo dyan? Mere $200 difference. Yes, Ma'am Divina.
Just last week, we have actually hosted yung aming mga retirees. They have spent more than 20 years with us. And also, that was our question. And ang sabi nila ay, actually, it's not always the salary. Sometimes you find that you're already home and they use the word home. There's no need to look for just $200. Although, sobrang laki ang $200. Kasi that's almost 10,000 pesos. But then others would choose to be in their home. If we provide the feeling na always they can talk to us, think ko it's not always na lilipat sila. We have more than 30 years here dun sa company. May I also say na I have been here for 22 years. So since in-establish ang HCP, ito yung aking pinaka-first company and I've stayed here because of the very good environment. Tingin ko, same with Captain Katapang because he was here since he was a cadet. Although may ibang mga offer outside, you will always consider if eto ba, is it the money or also the people, the environment? Tingin ko yun din. It's not always money.
So culture, no? Culture
Yes,
and
yes.
a sense of family within the company. That's so
Yes.
nice. Ang galing. Galing naman ng Heartman. Parang, imbitahin niyo naman ako dyan. Dalawin ko naman kayo.
Yes! Please. You are always welcome.
Nagpa-imbita, pero imbitahin ko rin kayo sa Pascat. Punta naman po kayo.
Sige.
Alabang po kami. Kayo po ay Makati. Makati po ang opisina niyo.
Kami po ay Malate.
Malate. Okay,
Yes.
okay. Sige. Paimbita naman dyan. At makakain
Yes.
naman somewhere out there. Okay, meron pa ba, Mika? Meron pa bang, okay, the need for crew will always be there in spite of the new technology since our world is 80% water and 20% land-based. Totoo yan, GM Tony. Talagang no shipping, no shopping. Yun na nga lang sasabihin ko. No shipping, no shopping. So, kailangan talaga ng barko at definitely kailangan ng crew. So, it's a message that we must get to our young and those aspiring to join the maritime industry. May questions pa ba, Mika? Okay, from RJ pa rin. RJ. Ibang spelling pa rin RJ niya. Kanina ko pa figure out yung name niya. RJ. Ni-spell yung RJ. Okay. Keeping the Romance Alive is a seminar workshop designed for seafarers and their wives. We have partnered with Ateneo Cefam to bring this to our seafarers and their family. Uy, thank you naman. Pwede ba kayo maimbita naman sa Fastcat? Share nyo naman po to sa aming mga nagkalat na marino sa buong Pilipinas na nagkukonekta ng mga ating isla.
May I share na si RJ po is our corporate communications and family center. Ayun. So talagang we are both involved dun sa mga programs.
Nice. Ay, Mama, paimbita naman kayo. Imbitahin namin kayo. Nakikinig po ang aming crewing at don't be surprised if you get an invitation from us to speak to our crew members, ang mga nagbabarko na yun na nga, nagkukonekta. Well, kagandahan lang po sa amin sa Fastcat is we're we connect to the land frequently, no? In fact, they sleep on land, no? Pag nagbalik
Yeah.
ng shift, nasa lupa na sila. But malayo pa rin sa pamilya, hindi pa din talagang kasama yung pamilya. So, pwede pa rin talagang matuto dyan sa how to keep the romance alive. O Carmela, Carmela, may comment. Mika, paki-flash mo yung comment ni Carmela. Nawala ba ako? Ma'am?
We hear you.
Okay. Keeping the wife happy and showing much concern for the family can actually make a seafarer more loyal sa company. Talk to a lot of seafarers na mas prefer nilang company who shows much concern sa family. Oo nga. Totoo yan. Kaya importante yung ginagawa ni Ma'am Divina. Ako, ganun kahalaga ang ginagawa nyo.
Yes.
Okay, from Antonio Leosala, most big crewing company have family affairs department that is run by wives of seafarers and a lot of activities for the family that binds them together. With the MLC requirements enhancing the requirement for free internet on board so they can communicate with the family real time. Oy, ang ganda naman talagang programa niyan. Iniisip natin yung mga marino. I think ang isang limitation lang namin po sa domestic is that we don't really earn a lot because the pamasahe is really, 'di ba, mababa compared to sa labas. It's something that we need to work on pa, hit efficiency target so that we can provide for more for our people. But yeah, what do you think of this, sir? Kap, sa comment po ni Mr. Leo Sala on this family affairs, I think Ma'am Divina pala, family affairs department and involving the wives and aligning with MLC requirements.
Siguro, ito is very important that almost everyone recognizes na meron talagang cost dun sa family. Yung seafaring na job, yung mismong malayo sila sa family is already a big cost to the family. And it's good that the most companies acknowledges this. Siguro yung isa pa ay tama ba, MLC requirement yung free internet, tama. And most of our vessels, and there are also vessels na ngayon namin na connected na sa Starlink. Kaya mabilis na yung internet. We do not have most concerns na, although we have one experience na parang nagkaroon ng problema in Starlink, so they did not have contacted the family for just a week, and the family dahil nagulat, parang hindi sana yung family na wala silang contact, mismong ayun, yung nag-cause siya ng worry. Pero yun din ang sinasabi namin, if walang contact sa inyo yung manning, big sabihin nun, your family is safe. So, ayun. Yun yung isang advantage at disadvantage of the internet. Yung dati, kapag gasulat lang, ang 6 months na wala kang communication and you're still okay. Ngayon, 1 week pa lang na walang contact, nag-worry na yung iba.
Yeah, totoo. No news means good news.
Yes.
Naalala ko yan yung anak ko sa bahay namin, parang one time, high school pa lang siya, pero ngayon nagtatrabaho na yun sa New York City ferries. Parang lumapit sa akin, parang rattled niya, Mom, there's no internet! It's like, oh my God. And I was telling my son, anak, lumaki ako walang internet ha, walang ganyan. But sa kanila, big deal. It's not even a day. An hour or 30 minutes or wala lang, feeling not connected. Oh my God, panic na sila. And I think that's the ano tawag sa kanila? Gen Z po ba tawag sa kanila? Itong mga Gen Z years na to, ang ganyan. Anyway, meron pa bang questions, Mika, before we go? Okay, kung wala na po.
Sasabihin ko lang, sorry. Tingin ko ang isang maganda ngayon, meron ng talagang open collaboration with the industry. Nakikita mo, hindi na yung para tayo nagkakanya-kanya. Ngayon, parang we're open to programs, partnership, kahit na manning to manning, we're okay with that. So tingin ko yan yung isang positive sa industry.
Amen. I'm glad. Sabi ko nga, there's no better time than now. because talagang ang galing. Even Marina, parang sense na sense natin yung kanilang
Yes.
openness, and they're listening, and they're helping, they're eager to really make a difference and make an impact too. And we have a lot of reason to be thankful, grateful, and joyful for in the maritime industry. Para mas marami tayong mahikayat na sumama sa ating industriya, maraming mas kabataan na ma-feel na family tayo. 'Di ba? Parang gusto ko nang kumanta. We are family.
Pero we are. Actually, we are. Diba?
Oo.
Interconnected ang lahat. Although hindi nakikita ng lahat kung paano, pero we are actually interconnected. Lahat ng ating industry at we need to realize that.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Kaya iimbitahin niyo po ako sa inyong opisina at iimbitahin din po namin kayo sa FastCat.
Yes,
At
yes.
nawa, magkaroon po tayo ng more conversations in the future here in Anytime Maritime, because we are really getting more partners and getting more maritime stakeholders involved in this intelligent conversations. So, Ma'am Divina, Captain Katapang, maraming salamat po sa oras ninyo at sa pagbibigay sa amin ng impormasyon about HCP at ang inyong pre-sea cadetship program na napakaganda, at parang gusto ko na rin mag-cadet, gusto ko mag-apply. Parang gusto ko sabihin, sana all! Ganyan ang mga ang cadetship program. But kagaya po ninyo, that's also what we aspire in our cadetship programs in FastCat, that talagang we elevate the way we do things, na hindi sila, kagaya nyo po, ganyan din ako, billing ko sa mga opisyal namin, wag kong marinig-rinig na nagpapamasahe kayo or inuutusan ninyo, nagpapalaba, or inuutusan nyo for personal, things, or even the hint of pakape or patreat bago pirmahan yung seafarers yung kanilang certificate, on-board certificate. Wag ko marinig, because that's not professional. That's not us. That's not the culture that we want in FastCat. So that's not us. So don't do that, because that's not nice, not professional. So kagaya nyo po, ganyan po kami, kasama nyo po kami dyan sa adhikain na yan. I-elevate, the way we do things, no palakasan, no backers needed. Basta may galing ka, nag-aral ka, may interest ka, nandito ka, nandito rin kami para sa maritime industry. So, maraming salamat po. Any closing words before we say goodbye to our Anytime Maritimers? Ma'am Divine, mauna ka naman po ngayon para ladies first, bago si Captain.
Thank you very much for the invitation. We are really looking forward dun sa future that we have sa maritime industry. We are very excited sa more collaborations. We are excited to do more, not just manning, but then providing our our professional seafarers with something they can look forward to. At tama si Cap, hindi lang kailangan natin makita ang sarili natin with mismong pagsampa sa barko. We have more collaborations and maybe maritime talks that we can do. Hopefully, mas more ang focus na mabigay sa industry natin. Sabi nga ni Director Louie ay sana more budget para mas madami tayong ma-push agad sa ating maritime industry. We look forward to the future maritime na mas nakikita natin, mas madaming crew sumasampa, mas madaming officers ang ma-produce natin kesa sa ngayon, and wishing everyone the best sa Manning Agency.
Thank you, Ma'am Divina. Captain, please.
Again, thank you for the invitation and congratulations Anytime Maritime. Your platform is very helpful para sa lahat ng mga kabataang seaman, no, and seafarer or aspiring seafarer. Nakakakita sila ng mga ideas, nakakaroon sila ng alam kung saan pwedeng mag-apply. They are open to issues and opportunities. So maganda po yung platform ninyo. And sana, hindi lang sa platform tayo magkaroon ng ganito, no? Siguro, tama ka, we will visit your office and you will be invited in our office. Mas magandang makapag-usap-usap. At yun po, maraming salamat. Congratulations, mabuhay ang Marinong Pilipino.
Yay! Thank you so much. So sa mga Anytime Maritimers, maraming salamat po for tuning in and being part of this intelligent conversation in Anytime Maritime. Until next week, maraming salamat po. Thank you. Bye!